Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to modded Skyrim with the Ordinator perk mod, Anduran, and Triax 2. So, in our last episode, we walked all the way from... No. Move it. Thank you. Keep trying to drag and scroll the map. All the way from Dragon Bridge, through Rorikstead, and along the road to Whiterun. We're actually stood outside. This is the Whiterun exterior market, which was added by expanded towns and cities, which has very rapidly become one of my favorite mods for Skyrim. I won't necessarily use the phrase immersive, because I don't find it a phrase that's essential to my enjoyment of a game. But it is a mod that feels right. There's actually a little bridge here on this water. Hello?
Yeah.
Okay. It's been pointed out that the water flows correctly in Skyrim Special Edition, which is one reason that I'm hoping all my favorites end up in Special Edition. Basically, because the water looks a little silly. It flows straight out from here and then suddenly takes a 45-degree turn left. I mean, that's just daft. I mean, this looks perfectly fine. I mean, this looks exactly like water's supposed to, and yet that doesn't. Go figure. But it's a Bethesda game. If it didn't look slightly weird and actually be a little bit buggy, we would really be surprised. I like the way immersive expanded towns and cities feels, because it adds things that you would expect to have. I mean, all this, I think it basically gets abandoned during the Imperial attack, but at the same time, you'd expect that to happen. All this stuff gets destroyed, and enemies are fighting in and around it, and all sorts of things occur to it. But it feels right because that's what should happen to it. Hello, Rasad.
Do you seek to make a purchase?
Not exactly. It's for
Take a look.
sale. What I'd like to do is to sell you some things. Sell you the amethysts, corundum ingots, which I have no interest in, iron ore, moon sugar I can sell to you. I believe they'll also buy all this skooma. No, not that one. Let's see. Anduran is not... He understands... Here, you can have one of those and I'll disenchant the other as soon as the opportunity is available. But you can have that. Have the glitch arrow. Anduran understands what skooma is and does not necessarily approve. But he's also aware that it's a Khajiit thing. And so as long as it's Khajiit he's selling it to, he's fine with selling it. Ah. Sand spiced wine. I love the fact that this has a custom label. They could have just
May your road lead you to warm
renamed
sand.
the item with the default wine bottle label and called it good. And they have done that in the past, but that one has a custom label, which I really, really like. So we're gonna head on up to Whiterun in the hopes of, well, having a word with their court wizard, because the last court wizard we talked to was kind of mean. I didn't do it. Whatever it is, I didn't do it.
Halt! City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
Alright then, I guess I'll come back later.
Safe travels.
Right, okay. Which makes no sense because the city...
Halt!
Okay,
City's
yes.
closed with the dragons about.
Okay,
Official-
fine.
Safe travels.
Just fine, because apparently the, are you gonna keep following me? Right. Apparently city residents are allowed to go in and out, but the very distinctly not dragon Anduran is not allowed in. Right. Well, I guess the court wizard is not at home, so... where do we go from here, I wonder? Let's check the tavern here. We saw that there was one here earlier, and Ram's Head Tavern. I like the fact that they even went to the effort of making custom signs.
Come on in. Let me know if you need anything, or take a seat by the fire and I'll send someone over.
There's one other person here, and she just sat down. What's for sale?
Take a look.
Ah, Surly Brothers Wine. That's cool. That was a thing from Oblivion, actually, by the Surly Brothers. Excuse me. Cooked beef. Yeah, some of these guys have custom foodstuffs. Meat pie is not. Right.
Alright then.
So, Anduran's a little bit disappointed. There wasn't...
Fight with us and you'll have stories to tell. Come up to your Vasker, if you're worth anything in a fight.
Right, but apparently the...
Blood on the whip.
Okay.
Good hunter.
She's got glowing arrows, and the city's apparently closed. Ah, and there was an elk that just ran by. Great.
Carriage is way to travel.
Right. It's not you. Maybe it's you. Hello,
Yes?
Rania. What do you got for
See
sale?
for yourself.
Here, fig and walnut muffins, flour, no, this flour's not vanilla. Juniper berry pies, lemon tarts, pumpkin pies. This is not a, not a, oh, you're suddenly in, October sort of thing. This is a, she sells this always. And it's just very interesting, especially that they add all these custom models and textures for things that you probably, where exactly she's getting blueberries, I'm not sure, although I suspect they're coming up from Cyrodiil.
Until next time.
Indeed. So, basically,
Carriages to all the cities in Skyrim. Don't
Windhelm.
forget.
Winterhold. This way, then. Alright, fair enough. So, we just basically couldn't go into Whiterun, which is fine. Anduran's not exactly fussed about it. Although if we're heading out of town, it's probably best to put on some hooded robes instead. Because I think this counts as both standard exposure protection for both... Come here, butterfly. For both his head and his body, so he's not exactly running around with his brains hanging out, essentially. Honningbrew Eatery. This is one of my favorite locations. Even considering the occasional nuisance it can be to complete its
Say
quest.
Helgen got hit by a dragon. One of those horrors comes here. We'll be ready.
Helgen? Where's Helgen? And we can assume that he was told Helgen is that way. So, there's dragons in Helgen, huh? Maybe I can see one if I go that way. Let's see. Iverstead, Windhelm. It's a very unuseful signpost because it only lists a few places. By all rights, it should list Riverwood as a place to go, because it's just up the road. It's not that far away. But then again, I suppose if you're from Whiterun, you know all about Whiterun. Is the thought, but that signpost really should have, or considering how many people come from Cyrodiil and wouldn't necessarily know. You're mounting him without shoes. You guys are kind of jerks. I know the Stormcloaks do it as well, and through cold terrain. But it's just, I mean, really, there's no reason for that kind of thing. I still like the way Skyrim looks. I don't have, like I said, I don't have this very heavily modded, and so there's not huge flora overhauls. None of those are installed because I think they go too far. Even Special Edition kind of went a bit too far in my opinion. Which is not at all humble, by the way. I don't make any pretensions to it being. What a perfectly timed premonition. Yeah, I don't make any pretensions at all to my opinion being humble. I don't know what's making that noise. Hello. Ha. It's always interesting to see what is occurring to the enemies you're attacking. And the Wildcat does that, actually. It gives you the... Here, this is having an effect. Okay, yeah, now when we can see the town, the sign says, "Oh, Riverwood, this way." I mean, really? That's just less than helpful. Thank you, sign. Iverstead and Helgen. Helgen's this way, huh? That's interesting. Yeah. Okay, the sign to Iverstead, I can understand. Then the sign to Helgen, sure. But to Riverwood? Which is literally right here. Yeah. Not exactly. Okay, this is the expanded towns and city fort. That looks like the name is different. It used to have Norse-style names. Apparently we have a magic bucket. Thank you. Thank you, Bucket, for stopping that. That was really, really awkward. Oh, it thinks it's in the water. That's why.
Need
Right.
something?
Oop. No, sorry about that. I didn't mean to back into you. Bit of a quaint little town. So, Helgen is apparently through the town and out the other side. Expanded Towns and Cities adds that smelter. There's also Long Lost Smelters of Skyrim that does the same thing. Thistle?
Oh, something?
No. I'm just harvesting some of the plants. Chemical ingredients, you can see. Let's see. Now, we encountered wolves on that side of town, so we're probably going to encounter some on this side. And honestly, it never hurts to be prepared. Hello? Hello? Excuse me? Rocks. Rocks, get out of the way. Hello?
I've been
Istra?
hunting and fishing in these parts for years.
Oh. Well, okay. There's a deer we could probably hunt if you're interested. I didn't know she was there. I find that kind of interesting. Alright. So we're just gonna head off this way. See if there's any deer. What? It's killed the... Oops. That's what killed the deer. Excellent. Brilliant. Wolf pelt. Surprisingly, a wolf pelt. And some deer hide. We'll very much want to keep our oak bush going. So what on earth could be over this way? What else could be on this path? Another wolf? Really? Taste my mighty wizardry. There's supposed to be a clue here to the... interesting. Clue there to the mine outside in Riverwood, but I'm not certain exactly where, and I think the deer and the fire effects kind of covered up Guardian stones. Interesting. Warrior, wizard, and a thief. Yes, we'll take the sign of the... Ooh, shiny. I still love this effect. Yep. Brilliant. Activate the sign of the wizard, and no glitch wears off. Like Skyrim is trolling us. Alright, so we'll continue up this pathway. It's gonna get cold up here real quick. Certain robes actually have full exposure protection. I think the Archmage's robe has it. I don't remember if I have the mod that adds a non-hooded version, but I think that immersive armor. Just come back here, Fox. You'll not get away from me. There we are. And the fox has got the mountain flower. And another one. That it will teach you. Be sneaking around stealing chickens. I heard someone else talking, but I don't see anyone. There's no signpost here, which makes no sense. Because you can't really see the town from here. But once you come around here, I could, in fact, use the hotkey, and I honestly should be, but I keep forgetting, and so there you go. There's the town of Helgen, which I don't believe is affected by expanded towns and cities, although I could be wrong. No, I'm pretty sure it isn't, because that would interfere with the vanilla intro. So, they said a dragon attacked Helgen, huh? Wonder what kind of damage it's done. Excuse me, it's very late at night here, and so... A dragon! Whoa. A dragon? I should pretend to be not here. I should in fact pretend to be anywhere but here. Uh-oh. I think that's heading for Riverwood. No, it's headed towards Whiterun. Oh boy. I need to let them... I'm pretty sure Riverwood knows by now, but Whiterun might need some... Might need that information. Yes, I know my stamina's over low. Sorcerer Day was mentioning the other day how it made sense to have changed it from fatigue to stamina. Because you wait... Instead of wait for your stamina to come back. Sounds a lot better than wait for your fatigue. Waiting for fatigue is one thing you don't do. I'll take this way because it's a little bit shorter path, and I know that, but Anduran wouldn't necessarily. But he wants to get back before anything happens, because he likes Riverwood. Riverwood's a nice little town, and don't want to necessarily see anybody there get hurt. And this does look like a quicker path, although it's colder. It is actually colder to go this path than it is to head back the way we came. Path up into the mountain, huh? Well, it'll just have to wait for... Got the rabbit, that's on my way. I can just pull the leg off and keep heading on. There's the town. Better hurry up and get down there. Let them know that they're in trouble. They don't already. Whoa. Ah! Gotta watch where I'm going. It's slippery up here. Whew. Can't believe I almost fell down there. Don't play with the deer. Now is not the time to play with the deer. Fortunately, the deer seem much more sure-footed here than I do, so I don't have to worry about them running into me and making a mess. There seems to be a dragon. I don't want to alarm anybody, but there seems to be a... That's a really cool gate. And it's a smimmed fence as well. But yeah, don't want to alarm anybody, but there does seem to be a large dragon flying overhead.
Nobody believes me, but I tell you, I saw a dragon.
I believe you. I saw it also. It was headed for Riverwood, I guess. Not. Wait, this is Riverwood. I guess it decided to fly on. Oh boy. I hope I'm not too late to let them know. I'm going to somewhat later get my hands on Midas Haste. And then we're going to see exactly what happens when you tell Skyrim that you're going somewhere and... Excuse me, doing so entirely too fast. Because Midas Haste can be dual casted. And it does stack properly. And, yeah. You're going to see exactly what happens when Skyrim decides to have a hissy fit. Let's, hurry up to Whiterun. This is a much better path than the one coming out of the mountains, but we really shouldn't take the chance. Last thing we need is to break a neck before we can get to Whiterun. Yeah, it's very, very late at night here. I mean, as soon as this episode's done, I'm going to have to go to sleep. Because I do have a regular job.
Politics will join the Legion. The United Empire is better for everyone.
No, it's not. The United Empire is why we're bowing down into the Thalmor, thank you very much. Anduran's not, I've said it before, but he's not a big fan of the Imperials, but he doesn't think the Stormcloaks are right either. Personally, he thinks that they should be allowed to, they should talk and settle their differences like grown-ups and work on the real problems. Chopping up as many Thalmor as possible. Personally, I've never quite understood why the Imperials surrender to the Thalmor. Because it came after the Thalmor had been crushed up against the shining walls of the Imperial city. I mean, had it been, okay, accept our treaty and we'll stop this war on you from the elves, fine, but it was basically Accord's bargain from a position of strength after the Thalmor were defeated at the Imperial city, and yet it basically put everybody under the thumb of the Thalmor, which does not make any sense to me, unless I'm missing something, in which case someone should explain it to me. Or I wish someone would explain it to me, I should say. The merchants are leaving.
Fortune smiles upon
You
his
can technically continue to trade with them even if they're on the road, by the way. You just have to find the merchant and talk to him and he'll continue to sell you things, but they don't really have that much to sell. Excuse me. So, now we're gonna go back to that guard and have a word with him. Dragon, attacking. Open door. These chains don't sag quite right. This link here is in the wrong spot. It's what makes the chains come at an angle and then at a different angle, and it's not the same angle. It should be, but it isn't.
Halt. City's
Yes.
closed with the dragons about.
This dragon
Official business only.
heads for Riverwood. I must speak to the Jarl.
Riverwood's in danger too. We better go on in. You'll find the Jarl in Dragon's Reach at the top of the hill.
Understood. Thank you. And this door unlocks automatically immediately. The one in Riften, however, you have to wait for the guard to actually go up to it and unlock it, which I find very interesting.
We'll pay whatever it takes, but we must have more swords for the Imperial soldiers.
I just can't fill an order that size on my own.
Excuse me, I just keep
Why
yawning,
don't you
and I
swallow that stubborn
don't mean
pride
to.
of yours and ask Yorland Greymane for help.
I'd sooner bend my knee to Ulfric's Stormcloak.
Put the fire away, thank you very much. I think this does it on purpose. Because the first time you come in here, there's no John Battleborn.
Riggins.
It doesn't always seem to do it, though. I'm not sure. I think it's a mod that's acting up. I don't want to talk to that guy. I don't want to talk to you. Leave me alone. Really? A town this fortified and you've had bandit raids? That surprises me.
Old friend.
Nope.
Patron of the great clan Battleborn.
Never heard of you. Go away. Alright, first thing to do is take off our cloak because, well, we've been traveling and it's kind of dusty, so doesn't do to meet a mighty Jarl in his own home wearing a dusty travel cloak. Just not right. Am I wearing... Okay, monk boots. I thought I was wearing armored boots there for a second, and I don't know why. Yes, I have subtitles on.
What's the meaning of this interruption? Jarl Balgruuf is not receiving visitors.
I love the difference in the way they pronounce it. She pronounces it Balgruuf, Farengar pronounces it Balgroof. Helgen was attacked by a dragon.
Well, that explains why the guards let you in. Come on,
It's
then.
not why they let
The
me
Jarl
in,
will want to
but
speak to you personally.
it wasn't really a good option. Because if you tell her River was in danger, she just goes, well, you'll have to tell me what the danger was. Which, just telling her Helgen just skips a bit. Jarl Balgruuf.
So, you were at Helgen. You saw this dragon with your own eyes?
Yeah, it nearly took my head off. Yes, and the beast is heading toward Riverwood. Actually, it flew on past, but eh.
What do you say now, Proventus? Shall we continue to trust in the strength of our walls against the dragon?
I wouldn't.
My lord, we should send troops to Riverwood at once. It's in the most immediate danger. That dragon is lurking in the mountains.
Provocation. He'll assume we're preparing to join Ulfric's side and attack him. We should not.
Actually, kind of odd armor.
Stand idly by
is
while
the
the
leather.
dragon burns my hold and slaughters my people.
That's with the Midian-born, which gets
Send a
that great
detachment to
black
Riverwood
fur
at once.
texture on it.
Yes, my Jarl.
If you'll excuse me, I'll
The
return
shoulders
to my
used to go a
duties.
little further forward than you might
That would be
expect,
best.
but I guess that's for maximum
Well
range
done.
of movement.
You sought me out on your own initiative.
Indeed.
You've done Whiterun a service, and I won't forget it. Here, take
Excellent.
this as a small token of my esteem. There
I
is
am
another
not an
thing
armor
you could
user,
do
but thank
for
you.
me. Suitable for someone of your particular talents, perhaps.
Indeed.
Come, let's go find Farengar, my court wizard. He's been looking into a matter related to these dragons and rumors of dragons.
Interesting. Jarl, you won't... no. Alright, here's the thing. Oh, yeah, this is from some other mod. If you look at his, uniform here, it looks stained. If you look at it in Special Edition, it looks the exact same. And some people had commented on that, about him looking like he'd spilled wine in that, but it's very interesting. This is the... I'm pretty sure none of my mods change those textures. I don't have that. I don't actually have the official high-res textures, because this is original Skyrim, and it has issues with the vanilla
Farengar,
textures
I
sometimes.
think I found someone who can help you with your dragon project.
Excuse me.
Go ahead and fill him in with all the details.
Just a moment. Let me... Yes, I know how to disenchant things. Thank you very much. There we are. And then we'll be able to apply that.
So the
momentarily.
Jarl thinks he can be of use to me. Oh yes, he must be referring to my research into the dragon.
Yes.
Yes, I could use someone to fetch something for me. Well, when I say fetch, I really mean delve into a dangerous ruin in search of an ancient stone tablet that may or may not actually be there.
They always mean that. Don't worry about it. Alright, where am I going and what am I fetching?
Straight to the point, eh? No need for tedious hows and whys. I like that. Leave those details to your betters, am I right?
No.
I, learned of a certain stone tablet said to be housed in Bleak Falls Barrow. A dragon stone, said to contain a map of dragon burial sites. Go to Bleak Falls Barrow, find this tablet, no doubt interred in the main chamber, and bring it to me. Simplicity itself.
Indeed. Anything you can tell me about the barrow?
An old tomb, built by the ancient Nords, perhaps dating back to the Dragon War itself. Maybe you just want to know how to get there. It's near Riverwood, a miserable little village a few miles south of here. I'm sure
Indeed.
some of the locals can point you in the right direction once you get there.
Aha, yes. How do you know this tablet's in Bleak Falls Barrow?
Well, must preserve some professional secrets, mustn't we?
Delphine
I have my
told him.
sources. Reliable sources.
Uh-huh. Let's see. No. What have you got for
Take a
sale?
look.
I don't have a lot of gold. And he doesn't actually want much that I have, except for my pants or my cloak, and he's not getting either one of those. So, what can we do? Oh, wow, if I had 1,700 gold, I could get a Grand Soul Gem and enchant my armor. Ooh, casting Circle would be good, because you'd regain 5 magicka per second, which means you can cast very, very quickly, because it regenerates fast. Let's see. Some of the spells have disappeared because I no longer have Skyrim, so I'm trying to remember what's really useful and what is not. I need fire bolts. Yeah, Anduran's going to be a bit of a fire-based wizard, or fire-based mage. And why do you have a ring of? You know what? Never mind. Ooh, those I would really love to have because it reduces destruction spell cost. But are you the only wizard in Whiterun?
I believe I am, yes. Technically speaking, of course. The city is also home to a priest, priestess, an alchemist, and I'm sure others who practice.
Indeed.
That reminds me. Speaking of alchemists, I have some frost salts for Arcadia. She asked me to obtain them for one of her potions.
Certainly.
Would you be so kind as to deliver the frost salts for me?
Sure.
I'm sure
I'll deliver them.
Good. You're clearly better suited than I am to carry out such a menial task.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, if you've got the aptitude, you should join the Mages College in Winterhold.
That's the idea.
We need it quickly, before it's too late.
Indeed.
Of
Now,
course, Jarl Balgruuf.
we're a little over
the
our time limit, but
most useful.
if we read our letter to Farengar, Farengar Secret Fire, I thank you for sending me the Journal of Obus Tolf. I will begin studying it immediately. Our names would be forever remembered if we were to learn how to teleport. I will remain here in Morthal until I am finished. When the journal is fully deciphered, I will let you know. Sincerely, Falion. We're gonna leave that here.
Succeed at this, and you'll be rewarded.
See.
Whiterun will be in your debt.
Very good. These are scrolls of teleport. I'm pretty sure these are part of the Sigil teleport. No, I'm certain it's part of the Sigil teleport mod. And basically that allows you to learn the ability to teleport. But those scrolls allow you to teleport right now without going off and learning the ability and all that nonsense. But that's all we have time for in this episode, so I'm going to say goodbye, and in the next episode, Anduran and I will head into the city, deliver Arcadia's frost salts, and then head off towards Bleak Falls Barrow. You know what, before I forget, let me go ahead and learn Firebolt. There we go, and now we have a new spell that we'll be able to play within our next episode. Until then, this has been Triax2 and Anduran with Skyrim and the Ordinator Perk mod. See you then. See you next time.